But we are here, and we're going to do the best we can with what we got. We are live.
Great. That's going to be great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. It's fine. We should be live on the air on YouTube right now, as well as Spreaker. We're trying that out. It should be good. If not, let us know. I will have my eye on the chat, which I will have to bring up during the theme song that I will be playing right about now. And there we go. So apparently Gunner is out of internet until the 3rd. His internet is out.
You used it all up.
Yep. But, nothing we can do about that. Wow. Apparently YouTube says the frame rate is too high. Must be 30 frames per second or less. What the actual fuck?
We're not even video, for God's sake.
We are on YouTube live stream. It's supposed to be YouTube gaming, but whatever. With us tonight, we've got Net Jester trying to get himself killed using the phone going down the road.
Well, I'm back in front of my place of work, so I'll have to disconnect in a couple of minutes. But hello, everybody. Hope you have a happy Christmas and you didn't get bit by a cat like I did.
God, you're annoying. The always affable Save Us Dog.
Hello. Fuck is here. Thank God it's almost over. Can't wait. Just a few more days. Please, just everyone make it out alive. For the love of God.
And we also have Vassar is here.
Spoiler alert, Ronda Rousey dies tomorrow.
Oh, you're a bastard. God, you're a bastard. Alright. Let's see here. I cannot find the YouTube chat. This is the first time I've ever used this. But we will soldier on, and we will begin with the news. The website People has reported that China's autopsy revealed a toxic combination of drugs in her system at the time of her decease. That's poorly written. At the time of her death, she had a copious amount of oxycodone and oxymorphone painkillers, as well as Valium and sleeping aid Tempezim, something like that. In addition to alcohol in her system. Her former manager, Anthony Anzaldo, said she had been a little emotionally strained. She was really confronting some demons, and she may have been taking a little bit more than normal. Every couple of days, she'd be a little bit off her game, a little loopy, like maybe she had taken too much, but was still coherent. That sounds like drug addiction.
Considering how poorly written this is and Valium spelled wrong, I'm guessing that's temazepam.
Yeah, they must have given this to a junior article guy or something. It's sad, but unfortunately, it's what we expected from the autopsy. Yeah.
It's pretty depressing, honestly. But everybody saw it coming, which is probably what makes it so damn depressing too.
Yeah. She was definitely on the Deadpool. As kind of cruel, I guess, as that sounds. Gosh.
It was only a matter of time with
Yeah.
her addiction issues.
Oh! I almost forgot to thank podcastthemes.com for the theme. Am I trying to get us sued? Maybe.
No.
What a great
Maybe.
time to bring that up.
Yeah. Let's just move along. It's going to be one of those episodes, folks. Not that anybody's probably listening, but it's going to be one of those episodes. Nothing I can do about it.
In the immortal words of Cheech Marin, better late than never.
Just get out. There's reportedly some heat on Big E from officials backstage for an unscripted comment that he made on Raw. He stated that Ric Flair couldn't have been world champion 16 times had he not lost 15 times. He then proceeded to state, "That'll be Charlotte in a month." This was a shot at the frequent title changes between Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair since the summer, and this comment reportedly didn't sit well backstage because apparently the truth is hard to handle.
I mean, it's nasty, but it's the truth, for crying out loud.
So, it's okay for Charlotte to make these jokes about herself, but nobody else can?
Yes, that's how that works.
Did she make that after Big E made that comment, though? She might have been told.
She made it before, like, right after she won the belt the last time. There's an interview where she's like, I better not lose it another how many ever times like my father.
That's kind of messed up.
Big E might be a little bit salty about the fact that they got the titles taken off of them the first chance they got after the record, too.
Well, I mean, I don't know how he would have not seen that coming. That's exactly something the WWE does regularly, is what they should not do. I mean, clearly the titles should have been left on them for a little bit longer. It's really obvious for them to lose the belts, the next week or whatever after they get that record. But anyway, this past Tuesday on SmackDown Live, Baron Corbin was added to the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler. According to Ringside News, it was because they wanted Corbin in there to lower the risk of AJ Styles exacerbating the ankle injury that he suffered at TLC. Officials believe that the risk for injury would be much higher had it just been a one-on-one match, and officials want to do everything they can to lower the risk of injury by lessening the workload on AJ Styles, which I guess makes sense.
It does make sense until you go back to the spot, as cool as it was, where they hit a double team splash / leg drop through the table.
Yeah, well, I mean,
there's no reason that he didn't have to do that. I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was one of the coolest spots of the match. It was probably the highlight of the match for me, but it was just, it's kind of strange that that's how they're protecting him when he was just as involved in the match, really, overall.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages,
D-Generation X proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world.
I was going to say, Mega BR! I don't know if he can talk or anything, though. But he's typing in the chat. He got hung up some places. Your mic working, buddy? We just got started. Apparently Gunner's internet is out until next week. So, yeah. This is riveting radio, I'm sure. In the meantime, while Omega BR susses out if his microphone is working or not, was there anything else to say about Baron Corbin being added to that match?
Baron Corbin is the next WWE champion.
God
He
damn
is your
it.
banter god.
No.
Yes.
Please.
Yankum, if you don't like it, why don't you just go back to CZW?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I did the only CZ. Okay, that's not gonna be true. But I don't. No. Let's just move on.
Although, okay, the one thing I gotta say is that spot, the zigzag and end of day spot, was fucking awesome. That was one of the coolest things I've seen in a while too. There was it was a damn good match. I don't think Corbin was like the main reason for it, but I think he contributed. He was a big dude that the little guys could flip off of, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Vassar. 30 minutes.
So, Vassar posted a 30-minute version of Baron Corbin's theme song in the chat, and I will not be watching that under any circumstances. Vader! Vader was in a rollover accident that led to a doctor telling him that he had a heart condition, which leaves him with just 2 years to live. His vehicle rolled over twice as he was leaving a Costco, and the top of the car caved in where his head was, causing both of his eyes to be blacked and his head to swell close to twice the normal size. He was in the medical center seeing a doctor about that when a heart specialist came into the room and told him, we've been looking at your heart. You have 2 years to live. We've been looking at your heart, and that's the deal. The doctor then exited the room. Before Vader could ask any questions, Vader says he's feeling fine and he's been in the gym, but that symptoms could appear at any time. He doesn't know.
This story is a month old, but it still makes me sad.
How is this a month old? It was just in the... Really?
Yeah.
God damn it, eWrestlingNews.com. Don't go to fucking eWrestlingNews.com. Those fucking turd-ass shitholes. Fuck those guys. These are the worst fucking dirt sheets. Fuck them. God damn it.
So you're in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, well, I mean, happy Hanukkah to me. Here I am, talking to you people.
Well, it was pretty uneventful holiday in the world of wrestling. I know one of the latest bits to come out today, although William Regal said that all the participants in the UK tournament would be able to work wherever they wanted to, several of the participants are now saying that they've been told they can't work What Culture Pro Wrestling after the 15th.
That's kind of shitty.
I don't know how they wouldn't have seen that coming.
Was it in their contract before that they wouldn't be able to work out elsewhere?
They've all signed a 1-year contract for about 16,000 pounds, which is about $20,000 American,
and about $200,000 Canadian.
I guess that's one of the conditions of the contract, is that they can't.
Why would they do that? Why would they sign?
See,
well, there's always certain. Surely the contract said no TNA, no Ring of Honor, no.
I guarantee you they had in the contract that they couldn't be on other promotions'
it's kind of
TV
dicey
shows.
because they let Finn Balor appear and give a holiday message at IPW, I think it was. And, there are some other promotions. Obviously, this whole thing, they won't say it publicly, but this whole thing was meant to sort of counter the ITV project. So it kind of sort of makes sense in that aspect.
You would think they would have enough sense to look at their contracts, see that it banned them from working for a promotion, and say, hey, I'm happy to work with you guys and sign this contract, but I would like an exemption for X.
Well, What Culture is kind of a unique thing because they're sort of they're not quite a regular promotion just yet, as in they run shows like, every week, every 2 weeks, even every month, if I'm not mistaken. but well, maybe every month. But I guess it's one of those things where it's not like it's not necessarily like a regular established, like say you're Johnny Gargano and you're signing a contract for the Cruiserweight Classic, and your the contract prohibits you from appearing at AIW, which is your home promotion that you wrestle at every single show basically, and you might even be one of their champions. It's not quite the same thing. What culture is kind of bringing in certain UK guys, but at the same time they try to do these marquee matches, bringing in guys like Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle, and again, if you look, I'm not the best versed in the UK scene, but if you look at a lot of these names that are actually in the tournament, they don't necessarily seem like huge losses. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Well, moving on. Actually, that should go in the happy trails. Let's see here. It sounds like Heath Slater may have suffered an injury during the Four Corners Elimination SmackDown Live tag team match on Tuesday's episode of SmackDown Live. He tweeted out, "I guess I'll be seeing a doctor tomorrow."
Yeah, he actually confirmed he's not hurt.
Oh, that's good. See, this is why you shouldn't use eWrestling.com for your dirt sheets, because they are shit tier. Shit tier. I will never go there again. Fuck eWrestlingNews.com. Omega BR, do you have any more news?
Oh, let's see here. Did you hear the WrestleMania plans?
No idea.
Yeah, 3 matches.
Well, as we all probably know, Big Show versus Shaq is locked in, as is Triple H versus Seth Rollins, and of course Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. That leaves certain key players. Oh yeah. Well, they'll have their confrontation at the Rumble, of course, and then lead to the actual match. Survivor Series wasn't a real match, so. But for example, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, gets a little bit dicey. They're saying that on SmackDown, if you watched when John Cena came out and did his typical promo with a bit of an atypical end, he brought up the Undertaker because the crowd was chanting Undertaker, and that kind of teases that potential Cena versus Taker match they've been wanting to do for a few years now. However, there is a feeling that it will be Roman Reigns instead who gets the match with Taker, as every match has potentially been Taker's last, but it's kind of getting to the point where he's having these surgeries and he's being seen walking with canes and things like that.
Am I the only one that thought Cena's promo came off a little bit, I don't want to say heelish, because Cena turning heel, but it definitely wasn't a babyface promo, I didn't think.
It was pretty typical, as I said, for most of it, and then at the end he kind of did the whole, this isn't the new generation, this is the my
time is now generation. Yeah, that was the thing that caught me. The whole this new generation stuff is.
There was definitely a different twist to it, which I think is a good thing, quite honestly, because if he came out and cut another Cena promo, then who cares if he's back? But long story short, the idea is it might be Reigns versus Taker because they think Reigns is the future, whereas Cena isn't. Cena, frankly, could be on the way out at any real point. He even took back his comments about The Rock on Talking Smack, the whole Hollywood thing. He said, that was the dumbest thing he's ever said and stuff like that. The other big match, of course, would then be Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho to kind of blow off the best friends implosion that's been teased for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went back on that when it happened. I guess it's okay to have that for a little bit longer. I do wish they had stuck it out instead of... the way they did it wasn't fantastic. If they had instead, they had planned it all along, I don't know that would have been better either. But I'm just not a fan of uh, the whole way they've done this.
Well, you know how it is when we get to November, December. It's time to start thinking about WrestleMania, and practically every booking decision leads to whatever they're doing at WrestleMania. So you know they could tease it for another 3 months and then finally just activate it. Which I agree with you. It's a bad way of doing things. They should have things a little more fluid, as opposed to, you know, here's the end. Now let's fill in the blanks, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, one more bit of breaking news.
Hold on.
Matt and Rebby Sky just announced that their second kid is going to be a boy. So we got the Hardy Boys.
You're talking about injuries. Zack Ryder got hurt in the team.
Wow, that took forever.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, Zack Ryder was hurt in that tag team qualifying match, or number one contenders match rather. So he's going to be out. He's going to miss WrestleMania. Best case scenario, he's out. You know, maybe 4 months. Worst case, closer to 9.
E-wrestling news is redeemed. We didn't get Impact ratings. Oh well. Is that it for the news?
Yeah, I believe so. TNA. I don't know if you talked about TNA. They're expected to.
Nope, we sure did not.
Well, it's not really a big thing, as things with TNA tend not to be. But Anthem is expected on January 1st to announce that they've taken over ownership, and that Dixie Carter is effectively out of power. And this was compounded.
This is big news. This is huge news.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, I don't necessarily think a lot's going to change, at least not immediately. But they did mention, I think it was Meltzer who mentioned, that they're going to go on the Indian tour to appease Sony 6, and Dixie suggested doing 12 weeks worth of tapings, TV tapings in India, since they're going to be there already. And she was shot down. And basically, if any other time in the history of TNA, they would have done it, but we're at the point now where she can actually be shot down. So
that's fantastic news. All right. If there isn't any more news, nope. Okay. I did not give us a 15-minute time limit this week because we started an hour late. I know we skipped last week. This show's been kind of a mess so far, but next week we'll be back to normal. So for now, let's take a trip through
Dairy Queen drive-through.
Yes, the Dairy Queen drive-through, and we'll kick it off with the ratings as read by the always affable.
Did you see Roadblock End of the Line?
Nobody wants to remember it.
Was that a thing that happened? Yes, it is. Yes, it was.
Apparently, you know.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Let's make this the 1.5 minute time limit.
Okay, go.
So we had Rusev beat Big Cass by countout on the pre-show.
Who cares?
We had Sheamus and Cesaro beat the New Day to become the new tag team champions, which I predicted.
Never should have happened.
We had Sami Zayn beat Braun Strowman. Didn't really beat him. He lasted the full 10-minute time limit to set up Strowman being really mad and, destroying his way into the main event picture, I guess.
That was a good match.
Seth Rollins beat Chris Jericho in a pretty good match.
Oh, I liked that one.
It was good, but I felt like it should have been great.
Yeah.
We had Rich Swann defeated Kendrick and TJ Perkins to retain the Cruiserweight title.
Awesome match. I like the Cruiserweights.
Charlotte defeated Sasha Banks in the Iron Man match 3-2 in overtime.
Surprise!
Yeah. Well, it's funny because remember Sasha, with about 20 seconds left, she tapped to make it 2-2.
She
And
tapped with less than 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was like they couldn't have possibly timed that any closer, I don't think.
that was a Vince McMahon idea, and he thought it was a really good one because everybody would be shocked.
Of course it was a
terrible.
Vince McMahon idea. I get why they had Charlotte win though, because she's undefeated at pay-per-views.
Well, plus
So-
they feel like she's the better heel, and I feel like the boss is a good heel, but they're not going to make her a heel. So obviously, that's the truth of the matter. So
All right, what's left?
Kevin Owens defeated Roman Reigns by disqualification to retain the Universal title. Chris Jericho came out and revealed they were still best friends.
After he gave Owens a code breaker.
I watched this match, and some matches, it's just you have a certain bias against guys like Roman Reigns, but this match, it was just you're not really looking for anything. It's just really obvious that Owens is doing all the work. He's doing all the big moves. He's doing all the running, the jumping, the cannonballing, the flipping, even, and Reigns is just kind of taking it and then setting up for his his standard stuff, the drive-by and the super kick. There were a bunch of rest holds too, which is becoming more and more of an obvious thing in Reigns matches. Rest holds on Reigns, that is. The frog splashes on the table, not bad. They keep doing table spots. Remember when every pay-per-view they would spear somebody into the barricade in the timekeeper's area? Well, now they're doing table spots every pay-per-view.
Seriously though, shit's getting old.
And they're overusing them too, because I remember the faces were the ones that looked strong at the end, because didn't he lost the match, but then Reigns put both of them he put Jericho through a table, I think, didn't he?
They both went through tables.
Oh, that's right. So yeah,
Owens went
they're
through
just
the
overusing.
one. Owens went through the one by the entrance, by
That's
the
right.
wrestler's entrance at
That's
the top
right.
of the ramp, and Jericho went to one of the foreign language announced tables down by the ring.
So they're just doing it too much. They need to,
Yeah,
they need to get another thing.
seriously. Anything else?
No, that was the show. Judging by the reaction of most people, it seemed like it was it was basically an extended episode of Raw. It was one of those.
That's what it felt like. It felt like just watching Raw. And if I wanted to just watch Raw, I would just watch Raw. All right, let's get some ratings in. Save us, dog. No. Oh, there he is. Hey, you want to read some? You want to read some ratings?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah. So, Impact Wrestling. Best of 2016 drew 209,000 viewers, and Total
Jesus.
Nonstop Deletion drew 329,000 viewers. That is up 8.6% from the 303,000 viewers last week. Only a bit. Kind of surprising it didn't go up more. Kind of sad, actually. But what are you going to do? And then the big ratings news from this week, Raw, 2.855 million viewers, down from last week's 2.955 million viewers, down exactly 100,000. And then SmackDown is up 2.885 million. That's up from 2.637 million from last week. This is the first week since the brand split that SmackDown has beat Raw in the ratings. A huge fucking turning point. So Raw, SmackDown beat them by about 30,000 viewers, pretty much exactly.
That's pretty incredible. It's the first time. It's the first time that's happened in a long while. Let's see here. We got some.
Isn't this the first time that's happened since they've been on UPN? I guess I don't know the ratings when they were on the CW or whatever.
I know it's been a really, really long time since SmackDown was able to top Raw.
Either way, at the end of the day, considering how much better of a show SmackDown is than Raw, even talking Smack, it's amazing it took this long to get there, and it's after football's basically done.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
All right, we got Vassar with some birthdays.
On the 29th, it is B-Boy and Justin Roberts. And on the 30th, Diehard Eddie Edwards and Pierre Ouellette. On the 31st, we have Sakota, Matt Cross, and Martin Stone. On the 1st, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Rayo de Jalisco Jr.
Jalisco.
Okay. Jalisco Jr.
Silent J, bro.
Yeah. I can do.
It makes an H sound, buddy.
I do better Japanese than Spanish. Also on the 1st is Diamond Doll Kimberly Page, Rodney from the Mean Street Posse, and Bobby Roode.
Glorious.
On the 3rd, it's New Jack and J.R. Jim Ross. And finally on the 4th, we have Chris Canyon, La Parka 2, and Jim Powers. And that is it for the birthdays.
All right. Omega BR, are you back, buddy? Omega BR was having it. Oh, good. Do you have This Week in Wrestling History?
No, I do not this week.
So this week in wrestling history, nothing happened. That's fine. Let's just go to the happy trails. Happy trails to James Ellsworth, who managed to get heat on himself with both Tommy Dreamer and Santino Marella. Marella, because he believes that Ellsworth creates an unreal expectation, being as small as he is, and people expecting him to win. And Dreamer is pissed because Ellsworth was set to appear at the House of Hardcore, but was pulled by the WWE. Dreamer said something along the lines of Ellsworth screwed AJ Styles, and then he screwed me, which really pissed me off. Also, longtime WWE ring announcer Lillian Garcia announced on Instagram that her father, U.S. Army retired Lieutenant Colonel Eduardo Garcia, who was battling bladder cancer and multiple myeloma, passed away on Christmas Day. Our thoughts and good wishes go out to her and her family. With that said, it's time for what to watch this week in wrestling. Holy shit. What are we watching, guys?
I'm going to say just go watch Neville kill some cruiserweights.
Yeah. Let's see. Save us, dog?
Dude, you gotta watch the NXT tag title match from last night. DIY, Gargano and Ciampa versus Tajiri and Akira fucking Tozawa, and it was amazing. It was great. And it's still surreal to this day seeing Akira Tozawa in a WWE ring. It's crazy, but awesome. Great match.
All right, and Omega BR.
I think you should watch the Gentleman's Duel from 205 Live between Davari and Gallagher.
Ooh, that sounds good.
God,
let's
that
see.
match.
Kind of surprised they don't really. I mean, they kind of do, but they don't really do those kinds of segments a lot anymore. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's a very scripted segment, but it comes together nicely in ring. You know. Something other than like a contract signing is what I mean, or an interview segment.
Right. Well, since Goldberg and Brock Lesnar has been confirmed, I'm going to go ahead and say Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. That'll be a good one to watch. Said no one ever. Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah. Never should have added those bots. That's it for us this week. We'll be back next week with the regular format, the regular show. This week has just been kind of a mess. Last week was a mess. But I promise we will indeed get our shit together. If not, we'll just fire NetJester and hope that things improve.
It'll be a brighter 2017 for all of us.
Indeed. So, with that, we wish you the best in all your past, present, and future endeavors.
Good night, Alderaan.
Oh god damn it.
Too soon. Omega BR, too soon. At least you didn't say Both, I guess. Do you have any idea how many Bothans had to die?
That's Rogue 2.
The answer is many. Many Bothans died.
Did they all migrate from Hoth because it was too cold?